Yeah, just excited. SEC is here. Our team is working hard still while we're not in school, and then encouraging our fans, again, to come out. We've talked about this, that we take it to another level when SEC play occurs. I know there's college football games. I know we'll probably be missing some of our fan base as they're going, and I'm wishing good luck to our football team. But for those who's here, let's pack the bottom bowl against a great Auburn team that is battle-tested. They've played Oregon, California, Rutgers, you name it. They're ready, we're ready, and it's going to be an absolute war here opening day, SEC play.
Coach, you signed a mid-year transfer a couple of days ago. Just kind of tell us about her skill set and kind of what do you envision her role being on this year's team?
Yeah, so extremely excited about Melissa. International kids are a little bit different. They don't play AAU basketball, so they play with older kids on the professional circuit. She played with the NBA Borders program, where we found her in an event that college coaches are allowed to go out and recruit international students. Absolutely fell in love with her. We're going to announce it later because she's going to be next year's class. But as crazy as everybody's reading about international students, every kid's not the same. This one is actually a year older, where she's already been out a year. So to make sure we didn't lose her eligibility, she had to leave her professional team now and come join us mid-season. So our expectations are to obviously finish her paperwork, 'cause she's not here on campus, to get a full-time visa. Once that occurs, evaluate where her cardio and where she's at, and then the complexity of learning a whole new playbook. And what I've already told my team and I told her is we've got a good thing going, and if she can help us, we'll play her. But if not, I'm not going to force the issue. She'll only be at better and be ready to go for next year, and those things we can't evaluate until she steps on campus day to day.
Favor, SEC Player of the Week, really big honor for her. Just talk about her development and what you've kind of seen from her this season so far.
Yeah, just again, so thankful for a young lady who never even took an official visit to Mississippi State and had a leap of faith. And, you know, I've always said this, I'm a man of faith, and it's cool to see when you trust your heart and you trust your work ethic. And when those two things align and you've got people around you that believe in you, but most importantly, you put forth the work, good things can happen, not only here at Mississippi State, but on the national stage. And that's what I said when I took the job, was rewriting the script. Obviously, we have some of the most historic programs in women's basketball in our conference, some of the potential Final Four teams, but why not us? Why not us put in the work and get this program back where it was? And for individuals now to be recognized within the program, someone like Favor and Jayla. You know, I was reading the notes, only the third time in program history we've had the player and freshman of the week, which is awesome for our program, but it's a testimony to their work ethic. And, you know, back to your question about Favor, she's just a beast. You know, she's, again, a kid who never even I don't have to run sets for her. She just finds a way with her transition to become open, great pick and roll ball screen kid. But then, like I said, I think her greatest stat that doesn't get charted is her smile and her energy that takes her teammates to another level. And it's really cool to see how it comes back for her.
What kind of style changes have you seen from Auburn this year under a first-year head coach?
Yeah, so they're one of the best defensive teams in the country. This is going to be what I call an ugly game in a good way. It's not going to be high possessions. They want this thing 60-50. They want to play ugly. They want to run a three-quarter stall press that takes time off the clock, you know, and just muck it up, where if they can get a low shot clock and take you out of your offense, they will. Their stats are very impressive. They're only allowing 53 points per game in non-conference, which is top 20 in the country. And then if you're sloppy with the ball, you know, in low possessions, you're in trouble. You know, we've got to take care of the ball. Steals, they're ranked 32nd in the country in that area. So, again, credit to them for taking over a program and obviously getting it back on a winning track, but not only on a winning track, being defensive-minded, which is the key here in SEC play.
Their offensive numbers, especially scoring, is pretty spread out. Kind of what stands out to you about what they can do on offense?
Yeah, I think the biggest compliment I'll give them is their transition. You know, their ability to get stops on the defensive end, the steals really allows them to get open in the open court. They've got some phenomenal athletes that are quick, they're fast, they're probably going to be some of the best athletes we've played up to this par. So we're going to have our work cut out, again, not only handling the press, attacking the score, but also when shots are missed or they get steals, bouncing back to get in front and try to form a wall.
Obviously, Auburn's first. You don't want to look past anybody, but just SEC in general this year looks like they're as strong as ever. So just talk about the balance of the league and how much of a grind it's going to be this time.
Yeah, so I want to apologize. In my last press conference, I mentioned 2 schools. That's not my character. That's not what I meant. Now having an opportunity to sleep on that, I was trying to make a comment that our conference, top to bottom, is legit. And where I was trying to go that, again, is just there's no night-offs. I know some of our lower opponents still have had close games against maybe non-traditional top 25. But when you look at the roster, and that's where I probably should have elaborated a little bit more. You've got programs that have got multiple McDonald's All-Americans, some of the best talent that is out there. And what I mean is you got to show up, because even if a team has struggled, we all have different paths right now with the chaos of the portal and journey. Everybody's not fortunate. Like for me, I think we're really good right now. But do we have a lot more to learn? Yes. But you're just watching teams get better each night, and so we've got to have a 1-0 mentality. We've got to be the toughest team, and that's why you keep hearing me every time on this mic challenging our fan base to come out and support. We're working hard. Right now we're not in school. We're doing morning workouts for shooting. Our girls go eat lunch and they come back for practice. If our fan base could see the hours we put into this, they would be motivated and inspired. And so that's why I'm challenging them to help us when the league is so tough top to bottom. We have to protect home court. That's what you do. You got to protect home, and then you got to try to find a way to steal one on the road. So our focus, again, opening up with Auburn, is trying to create an environment where it's going to be ugly, but if our fan base could be there, be loud, and try to help us get an extra 5 points, you all might be the difference in helping us get a win.
Kind of going off that, you have a lot of players who are going to be playing their first SEC game. How important or how valuable is it for people like Carissa, Chandler, and Destiny to tell them about, kind of what the SEC is like?
Yeah, it's huge. And we actually had a graduation party yesterday. I know people will think I'm crazy. I brought all 3 freshmen up and I kind of baptized them, as far as gave them the sprinkle water and said, "You no longer freshmen," because that's what the SEC is. It's just the best athletes in the country. It's a toughness with some of the most brightest minds of head coaches. I think that's what's just as impressive when you look at the league. It's not a similar style of play. You literally have to adapt for each one of us and have a game plan in order to find a way to win. And so that's what we've talked about them, is be a bond, be a fist, be tight, bend, but don't ever break. And when you come out of this, you're ready for March, because literally you're going to probably play 3 Final Four teams, possibly 2 Elite 8, and possible 2 Sweet 16 teams, along with the bottom of us who are going to be fighting to get in the NCAA tournament. So if you can have a lens knowing that you're playing the best of the best, you'll be ready to make one magical run come March.
SEC plays here. What are some things you've been kind of harping on with the team, wanting to improve?
Yeah, so number one is turnovers, especially in this Auburn game. We cannot turn the ball over. We've been phenomenal the last 2 games, 12 and under. Which that's what we got to have. When a game where you're not going to have many shot attempts, you got to make sure you get them up. So that's one. And then 2, as happy as I am on the offensive rebounding, I think our defensive rebounding has not been good. I think it's been fake numbers where we haven't hit a body. We've been working on it. I ran them yesterday to try to put a mindset again, 5 people working hard as one, if we're going to try to do what we need to in this league, because again, this is some of the best athletes that you're going to face, that they're just going to be relentless, and one effort is not going to get it done. We got to be a multiple effort team. And then what we've been preaching since December 1st, you got to be a 4-quarter team, because if you take 1 quarter off, each team in this league is able to put up 30 on you in a quarter, and that's the difference sometimes between a win and a loss, where you didn't maintain the energy necessary to win the overall game.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.